I did try to get on last night at midnight, which is when they said it would be available. I made the decision to go ahead and buy the game through the e-shopping system on the DS, and I could have probably bought it at the stores, but it sold out quickly. I just was looking a few weeks ago and most of the stores are completely sold out. So I decided to go ahead and get it on the e-shopping system, thinking I could get a hold of it quicker. I knew there'd be a lot of people online, but I didn't know exactly how long it would take. We waited right at midnight to see if it would become available. It actually took them an extra 10 minutes to get it ready so that everybody could download. I got kicked off a couple times just trying to get on into the store, and then I tried downloading the game or accessing the game section like I think 3 times it was, but then it finally went through. So I thought it was pretty good considering the amount of traffic that the place was probably getting at the time. I was still able to get through and start my download. Now, I have a cold and I was totally drugged up on NyQuil, and I thought I can wait for the download. And I waited until like 12:40 and then I've passed out asleep. So no luck getting to play it last night. I had to wait until my daughter was sent off to school, and then I sat down in a corner and started to play. I still didn't have a whole lot of time. I haven't gotten very far into it, but I thought I'd show you guys what everything looks like here. This is in Japan, the name of this is called Tobidase, which is like how things kind of spring out at you because it's a 3D game, so kind of a good name for that. Now, I don't particularly like 3D games. They make me sick to my stomach because I'm an old lady. No, I'm kidding. So, I don't do stuff with 3D. But I've heard rumor that the 3D on this game is really, really good. So, this is the game place here where we just begin. You just click here to start the game. And like I said, I've gone through the whole beginning part of, arriving on the train instead of a bus. That's the new deal. And you talk to the cat that was in the Wii version, and he kind of asks you some basic questions about if you're a boy or a girl and those kinds of things, what your name is. But this is the beginning part here. We can go in and we're just going to continue and choose my name and go ahead and start the game. And I've noticed, of course, there's a lot that's very familiar about this game, a lot that's new. The biggest new thing is that the first person who plays the game gets to be the mayor of your new town. And this is your little assistant lady. She's kind of goofy. But she kind of gives you advice and walks you through things. And she's the person you see now when you start up your game. So she's just going to confirm the date so that you make sure everything is all legit. And then you can go ahead and start the game. And we'll go ahead and go in here as everything loads. So I went ahead and chose like where I would be living, and then was told the only thing I've done so far as a mayor is I planted a tree. So, so you notice right here I just came out of my super cool tent because that's where you get to start off living in the beginning. The Tanuki-san, the little like raccoon guy, he is no longer running a store or a convenience store or anything. He's off into the real estate business now, and tiny little, I don't know if that's his son or his cousin, or his nephew. Maybe it's his nephew. That makes sense. He's the one that's running the store now. And then there's also a recycle shop, which is right here. So this is the basic map of town. You can see that it's surrounded by ocean over here, and you can take a trip out to the islands and go diving and have fun over there collecting unique fish and seashells. You can collect seashells all along your beach here. You just walk down using the 3D stick here, of course. It's fall, so all the leaves are nice and pretty orange, yellow colors, which is nice. And you can also collect mushrooms. So this is the little place to get down into the ocean. And there's the little pelican dude sleeping. And here's seashells, of course. You can just pick up like before. A lot of the game's very similar to the way it was before. It's not changed a lot in terms of the way that it functions. But this is the ocean down here. And then you can also fish out here on that little place if you want to fish for ocean fish versus the river fish that you find up here. My town has cherries, and of course there's flowers, just like before. All those things haven't changed. Here's a little thing that you can pick up. I have a little bug, and there's a little, maybe that's a fossil possibly, so we can choose my shovel, for example. Go right over here and try to dig up what's over here. Oh yeah, it's a fossil. Yay! So you take that, of course, to the museum, which is across the tracks now. It's not in this local area of town, so you have to go across the tracks to get to it. And as your town grows and progresses, some of the areas over there change. I think the museum stays pretty much the same. But you can kind of see this is just a general view of how everything looks here. I'll show you guys the new change. This is the recycle shop, and you supposedly can maybe get good deals here. She has a signpost out here that tells you what she's buying for a higher price that day. Special items. It's run by this cute little girl here named Lisa. So she has a few things that you can buy. You can also choose to sell things here, and you can either go based on what her advised price is versus also, you know, what you want to try to sell something for. And then there's also this area where you can reform something. You can choose to change it, do different design work on it and stuff. I haven't had a chance to really get very into it, but it looks like it's going to be super fun. So that's kind of a new area there. And then, like I said, up here we can see, I'll show you guys where the tree is. And you can see where the mayor's office is, of course. Some friends in town. They did say, too, one of the new changes was they tried to make the animals a little bit more realistic in size so that, you know, the little tiny bird ones are a little smaller. That's a tree I planted earlier in the beginning, opening scene of everything, so you get to plant a tree. There still is a rock that if you try to, you know, hit it a few times, you get money out of it. There's still the occasional mushroom that's not a mushroom, but actually part of the mushroom furniture series. That's the same. This part over here with the bulletin board and the bird on it, that means there's some news you haven't read yet, so you can always check over there. If the bird's gone, that means you've read all the news. So always a good place to check things out. And this is the train station here where you can choose if you're going to go someplace. You can go here. And then I have over here the little mayor's office. And as always, you know, you just got to sell fruits and seashells to try to pay off your house and keep going along until you can, you know, upgrade your home. The cool new thing about this new game is that your home exterior can also be changed. So that's kind of cool. You can choose the design style, colors, brick styles, those kinds of things. This is that assistant lady, and you can come here and talk to her, and she'll give you advice of maybe what to do next if you don't know what to do in the game. So that's kind of nice to have her around. And then if we go, like I said, just over here beyond the tracks, then you go into kind of like town, if you will. We just cross the tracks, make sure there's no train coming, and we're off. Now this is the shopping area here, and like I said, as the game progresses, these stores get bigger and better and cooler. Way over here is a little place where you could take your photo for your ID. If you change your appearance and your look, you can change your photo so that it updates, so that people know if they look for you, they can find the new changes you've made. I don't even know what all this is. I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. I'm sure one of these maybe leads down to where Rossetti lives or something, who knows. This is where the Tanuki-san now has his real estate office, and you can kind of see from in here some of the new aspects of the house style hiding over here. You can make your house look, he hasn't seen me yet, so he's going to talk to me. Okay, telling me about his loan. He's all excited to tell me how cheap it is. Oh yeah, and that's always so cheap. And then I love how they let you choose if you want to say, no way, like he's going to give it to you free. But, so, he's yapping along back there. He's just telling you that you could sell stuff. You can sell it either at his little nephew's shop, which is next door here, or in by your house at the recycle shop. So either place you could sell. But the recycle shop does sometimes offer greater deal for some of those particular items every day. So but you can see here, like, this cool little design is like a castle design. And back here we have some special door designs, a fancy new mailbox, different fence designs. All of these things that you get to choose to change in any way that you want your house to be. Now, I'm not anywhere near getting a chance to do any of this yet, but it certainly is going to be something to look forward to as you get further into the game. I think, you know, it's something very familiar, not many major changes, but nothing so much that makes it feel like it's different or weird. That's a post office where you can send your stuff, and there's also the ATM machine still there to save money. This is that little nephew's place, and of course it's small and dinky now, and hopefully later on down the road it'll grow. As mayor, you get to choose when and how long stores are open, which is cool. So you can choose if you want things to be open later or not. I've already been in here to buy my shovel and my net, so there's not much else to pick from. So that's kind of some of the stuff he has. But I think it's a pretty cool new kind of version of the game. I've always been a huge fan of the game being portable, just because I like being able to play it anytime, anywhere. It's nice to have that freedom, definitely. You see way over here on the right, that's where the museum is, and has the usual kind of selections of things you can collect, of course, and this is the place where the Able sisters are, and you can even do your own decorating again, which is kind of cool, so that's a nice extra part that you get to have. So and this whole area here is a whole other new part that I haven't even gotten to yet. So, super fun, cool things to look forward to with this new Animal Crossing DS version, 3DS version, I should say. So, I think that's just what you guys are calling it in the States, at least. I know that's the name, I think, of it. So, I would highly recommend it if you are an Animal Crossing fan. It's just going to be so fun. I love catching, the bugs. I love catching, I like how you can kind of sneak up on things now. Maybe you could do that before. I might be showing my stupidity that I didn't know this before, but I'm terrible at catching stuff. You can kind of go slow if you hold down A and the 3D stick, so it gives you a chance to kind of sneak up on people. This is kind of cool. Can I catch it? I'm probably going to make a fool of myself and totally miss him. Yeah, so, but it's a super fun game and just a great way to kill time and fun to collect things. There's so many other things you can, call friends, you can play games together, those kinds of things too. So, pretty cool stuff. Great timing. I'm looking forward to all the neat things you get to do when Santa Claus comes, when the reindeer comes to town. That's always a nice fun thing to do as well, getting those unique items for your house. So,